Hi there, this is Linda Lindsay, and we are on Google Rocks number 38, hard to believe. And today we have 3 people who went to the Kamehameha School's unbelievable Unconference. I sadly was not able to attend, so I'm very excited about knowing all about it. And I will go across the board and introduce first Lynn, if you could tell us who you are.
Okay, I'm Lynn Horiuchi. I'm instructional technology specialist at the Kamehameha Schools, primarily servicing the elementary division. And we're currently in a one-to-one deployment, 4 to 6 laptops this past year. Will be K to 3 iPads in the fall.
Awesome. Just wanted to let you know, Lynn, that the top of your head is cut off, so if you could arrange yourself so we could see your entire head. Oh, beautiful. And you have a cool hat on. Nice.
I'm wearing my gray. I haven't dyed yet.
Oh, you're so funny. We would never have known. Okay, Anne, could you tell us who you are?
I'm Anne. I'm from Kalani High, the librarian, and I was in Lynn's session.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Great. Yeah.
You can talk about it. And Alan. Alan, I'm going to introduce Alan, and Alan is also going to start off by telling us, our viewers, what the Unconference was all about first.
Okay, aloha, I'm Alan. Thank you, Linda, for having us. And aloha to the tens of thousands of people out there who are tuning in right now. At Kamehameha Schools, I'm also an instructional technology specialist. I service the high school. Okay, so some history on the Unconference. This was our second one, and it preceded our annual EdTech conference that we have at the Blaisdell each year. And Ellen from the Hawaii campus, Ellie Melly, at Ellie Melly, she was the one who kind of brainstormed and got this off the ground last year. And it was just something that she wanted to do, and she got everybody excited about it. And this was our second one. And the neat thing about the Unconference, it's run by the participants. So we have the conference where we have great keynotes and featured presenters and all of these cool breakout sessions. But the Unconference is really up to the participants to come in with their ideas and their passions and their energy and whatever they want to talk about and learn about and pursue. They get together with like-minded individuals and they kind of schedule out the day, pick the topics that they want to learn about, and get together and kind of brainstorm and collaborate. And sometimes it grows into some incredible things. For example, after last year's Unconference, that kind of sparked the first EdCamp Honolulu that we had last year. Yeah, so I guess that's all the background. Back to you, Linda.
Well, I wanted you to tell us what was the most interesting, well, one of the interesting things that you personally got out of it. Anything you learned, or so? Tell me, is the Unconference, is it the same as EdCamp where they have the little post-it notes and people decide where they want to be?
The grid or that matrix that the participants develop. The neat thing is, I guess whenever you have something like this, it's always a time to make friends and establish relationships, and that can lead to bigger and amazing things. And it's neat because each time you go, it's always a different group of people who happen to show up, and whatever is like the hot topic or whatever you're interested in, a lot of times you might see the familiar people, but you'll be grouped with other people. So it's really pretty dynamic, and there's always something that you can gain from, and there's always something that you can contribute to the rest of the group. So there were a bunch of different resources that I kind of picked up, and just having that talk story session and finding out what's happening at the other schools and everybody just sharing about the neat things that are going on, and that's kind of neat to hear.
Was that a special different thing from the learning, you know, the little notes? Is that a separate thing, the talk story?
Well, no, it's the same thing, but I guess like in the second group that I was in, it was like a smaller group. So sometimes you'll just talk about your schools or something neat that you found out about, or and you kind of you don't really go off tangent, but you have all of the because it's an unconference, unstructured. You try to stick to your topic, and that's what we all we're interested in anyway. But a lot of times, your discussions will lead to other neat things that people are sharing about. So yeah, it's always really good, and it's good that we have the unconference and then we have the conference together, and it seems like we're getting like the best of both worlds, and we have a lot of good learning happening at both events.
Did you happen to lead a session or a little group, or?
No, I attended 2 of the 3 sessions, and then I got put away because we were still setting up for the big conference the following day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Alan, which 2 were you in? Because I wasn't in any of the groups that you were in. Remember what your topics were?
One was the global collaboration, and the other was it was challenge-based learning. But because that Google group was in the same room, and I was sitting almost in between, I could like turn around and kind of listen with my right ear and left ear.
That's cool.
I heard yours was good, Lynn.
We had a Anne, were you in the cloud with me or the Google one? You're in the cloud one, yeah?
The cloud one, yeah.
Yeah. So that was it was a smaller group. Actually, Carmen led up that one. I think I led that one, and then Carmen did the second one. I think the iPads. But so I was in 3 different ones. But the cloud one was one with because where we're struggling at KS is that the iPads that we've ordered for the students, not because we had to build our business case a few years ago. We went with just the basic model. So it's the 16 gig Wi-Fi, and immediately ran into issues with regards to storage. And so one of the ways in which we've resolved it is by putting some of our things in the cloud. So I was sharing how you can use shared photo streams, which is one of Apple's probably best kept secrets with regards to using a mobile device. And it was really nice because I think it helped to solve a couple of people's problems, that literally you can take your photos from your camera roll or your videos of up to 5 minutes and put them in a shared photo stream. You can actually save up to 5,000 pictures or videos of up to 5 minutes and put them in a shared stream, share them with up to 100 people. So you can, and you'll always have access to them as long as you're in Wi-Fi. And that Apple gives you 100 of those streams. So literally you could put all your classes, all the work that the kids do, just have it up there, and then it won't take up space on your device. So that's one of, I share that with anybody and everybody because it's something that a lot of people don't realize.
So when you say you have 100 streams, now does that mean one person with an account has 100 streams?
Yes,
or?
So everybody with an Apple ID. Basically, if you go into your iPad or on an iPhone, if you go into your Photos app, and if you've in your iCloud settings have enabled shared streams, not my photo stream, but shared streams, when you go in there, you can literally create a stream, and you can put up to 5,000 pictures or videos of up to 5 minutes, and you can share that with 100 people, and you get 100 streams, and none of that counts against your iCloud limit. So literally, you could have like a class for all your students. Each student could have their own stream, or you could have a stream for each class, or you could have a stream for each project, and literally take all the kids. So, and you could share. Say you did a stream about your project dealing with birds or something, and then you could invite each of the children or students to be part of that, and then they can contribute to it. So a good example, which is not academic, is I went to my son's graduation from college about 3 weeks ago, and not everyone from my family could attend. So I created a shared photo stream, and I put all my siblings in it and some cousins and stuff, and then the people that were able to attend, my brothers and my one sister and my husband, we were all able to contribute to that stream, and everybody that accepted could see it. So that was really kind of nice. So it's a really nice way for if you're going on a picnic or you're going on a huaka'i or a field trip of some kind that everybody that's subscribed to the stream can contribute and they can all see. So it's really kind of neat.
That is neat.
Yeah.
And could you make it public if you want to?
Yes, you can. You can make it public so that if you make it a public site, it's not a published site, but it's a regular site that people with PCs could see and download the pictures if they wished. And then anybody could view. So you could put that link out on a, send it home to the parents and say, here was our trip here or here was our trip there. They couldn't add to it, but they could see. So it's really kind of cool. And that's going to solve, I think, a lot of our storage issues. That and using Google, I think, will probably help us get by using only 16 gigs. Because, most student projects aren't going to be more than 5 or 6 minutes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my one big takeaway.
That is cool. And so what would you do now after you're all done for the year? Would you?
So they'll stay in there as long as you want. So you can delete the stream. You can't, the owner of it, I believe, I can delete my pictures. So somebody like if I invited all of you folks and I put up a stream, you couldn't delete my pictures. I don't think I could delete yours, but I could unsubscribe you. So you could decide to, just take them down. You could save them until you got to 100 and then delete the oldest one because they'll stay up there forever. I just thought it was kind of a nice takeaway for a lot of people because most people have no idea that even exists.
Yes, I didn't. What I'm going to do, by the way, Alan and Lynn, is I usually do show notes, and I created them, but I haven't shared them with you yet. As you speak, I am going to share them with you. So if you wanted to add something about that photo stream, Lynn, that would be great. And let me give you the bit.ly links, and it's for the public as well. It's bit.ly/GRH, as in Google Rocks Hawaii, 38 notes. So I'm going to share those with you right now as we speak. Okay. Anne, would you like to speak about what you learned while I do this?
I don't use Pinterest, but Lynn, did you bring that up? I'm using Pinterest and Twitter to look for education stuff. You get better results than using Google. I thought that was neat. And I really don't use Twitter as much either, so maybe this is the chance to force me to use it. Yeah. But DOE blocks Pinterest. That's really no fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So we do use. I've got a Pinterest board that I put up with my iPad resources and my iBooks author resources. I didn't realize until it was one of my teammates. I think it was Ellen or Val that had turned me on to Pinterest. We have a couple of pinners in our team, and you're right. It is a very cool tool. I love Twitter too. I have to admit, I don't go to it all the time, but it is a very cool professional learning tool.
Especially now with so many people putting up good content and resources. There's so much out there, so you need a way to curate it, organize it, and be able to access it whenever you need it. So something like that would be good. The other thing is the Twitter hashtag. So if you were to miss the Unconference and you went to the Twitter hashtag KSUncon, you could actually see the trail of the discussion and the resources that were shared. And it's pretty neat. Before, I think the Twitter hashtags were like temporary, and then a lot of the tweets would, disappear after a couple of months or something. But it seems like now it's permanently archived.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I just noticed it because I wanted to kind of double check on the hashtag KSUncon, and if you look at it, it goes to last year's.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
that's good to hear. Well, I can't get that bit.ly link to shared with you, so I'll give that to you after the show. Sorry about that. I guess I need. Go ahead.
Now, the other thing we did play with Google Glass. We had a couple of Google Glass that were there, and that was kind of a large, interesting group that we were playing with because KS got a couple of pair to play with and see what their educational value could be. So we were playing with it a little bit, and I was passing it around for everyone to kind of try on and see what they what they might like and or what they thought of it. So, and Alan, you have a picture of it. You had one with you put it on. But it was interesting. We're going to be piloting it a little bit over the summer and in the fall to see how it might be used.
So you're not wearing it right now, right?
No, thank you. No, not wearing. Thank you.
It looks, the sun is sitting here at Waikiki Beach, so I'm gonna like light a tiki torch. I'll be right back.
So that was interesting, and then it was kind of fun. We're playing with it a little bit. Alan, you had it on a little bit, and so we'll be giving it like right now. I think I have it, and one is on the Big Island with one of our teammates. But we'll be trying it at the different grade levels, and hopefully it's still in beta. So there's glitches to it. There's some things that work and don't work, but it is a very cool tool.
Mm-hmm. It's very spontaneous, I notice, and the kids seem to like it, from what I see.
There's battery issues. It dies pretty quickly if you're doing video. So it doesn't have battery life. But again, it's in beta and it's something. It's just the whole idea of wearable technology. That's the kind of discussion. It started off with Google Glass and people trying it on, but it really led to the whole idea of where are we going next with technology, and wearable technology seems to be, up and coming.
Right. And what was the conclusion, or what was the discussion about on that?
Just that it's exciting that it won't just be in education; it'll be in the medical field. The doctor wearing something like a Google Glass when he's doing his operation, or just the whole idea of being able to be, to have access to almost anything and not have to pull something out of your pocket, but just touching something or wearing something or talking out loud and have your questions answered is kind of almost Jetson-like, right?
Yes, it's all coming true.
At the Unconference, Michael Fricano brought his pair as well.
That's right.
So I asked him, okay, if your house were on fire and you could just take one thing, would you take your phone or would you take your Google Glass? And he said definitely his glass.
Really?
Yeah. So I was kind of shocked and pleasantly surprised. So I think it's something that he uses a lot, and he really likes. So you got to get him on the show.
Yeah, that'd be cool to talk about Google Glass.
Okay, next time I'll give it to you, and you can play with it. You can have it. You can wear it. So. But yeah, that was one. Then the other one was the other session we were in was I think just iPads in the elementary classroom, and how I think that was Carmen's one that she had that we talked about. So. And it was just kind of a general discussion of how their rollout went and what were some of the things they struggled with, and what they're doing next year. Some teachers were doing, how she saw some transformation in teachers just adapting and trying things out and letting go of that fear, which is kind of cool. But that was nice.
Neat.
So.
And what about the conference now? Tell me a little bit about that. I missed it. Darn.
Anne, did you want to say something? No? Did she mute?
I was going to say, Wildlife School is there, and so I did connect them with Chad Nakapui.
Oh,
so
good.
he'll go and help them, so that's nice.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
One last thing about the Unconference. That second session that I was at, there was someone who is not a teacher who attended. She just, I think she was just looking at Eventbrite and just looked at what was available locally and just went in and signed up. And she's from the Box Jelly, which is a co-working space. So she was interested to hear about education and technology and all that. So she came, and we were in that global collaboration one with Nan from Punahou, and it's neat because she was sharing like the business side of collaborating globally, and we were talking about how we do it in school. So it was kind of interesting. They shared a website called BaseCamp. I think it's sort of like one of those LMSs, those learning management systems. I haven't really tried it, but that was one resource that came up in that discussion. But yeah, I guess, of course schools and of course businesses, they're looking to collaborate globally as well. So they have a lot to offer in these discussions.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
And the other last one was a large one, but I was in the other room. Was I think there was a very large group talking about Minecraft, wasn't there? I think in the front room. That's been a hot topic and up and coming.
Yes. Probably maybe Michelle was in that, and Michael, and Megan Cummings probably.
Possibly. I was in the other room, but I came back and was like, whoa, it was a big group. But it was, that was very popular at the regular conference as well. There were a lot of people asking about. I had all my teachers coming back wanting to jump in. I'm like, wait, hang on.
I'm going to remember that discussion now where everyone wanted to know more, but the only expert really wasn't there yet. It was Shane from, I forgot what school he's at. But he was our featured presenters, and so we were just kind of, okay, if you really want to learn more about it, you have to go to his session at the conference, because he was one of the featured presenters, and he was there for both days. He brought in students from his school, and it was a real popular session.
Yeah. Well, the whole idea of gaming appeals to me because grades aren't involved or don't need to be involved, and you're setting up a scenario which takes a lot of collaboration, and there's lots of failure that nobody worries about. Oh, let's try it again, kind of thing. So I can see why gaming done well could be transformative.
Oh yeah, I loved. There was some downtime in one of the sessions, and I had walked in. I'd done Shane's training about a month and a half earlier, and what I was explaining to the teachers was when he goes through the beginnings and he has you try to build this aquarium, and I was trying to build my aquarium, and I accidentally broke one of the walls, and all my water flooded out, and I yelled for help, and I'm like, can someone help me? And one of my partners stood up to help me, and then he goes, wait a minute, I'm on virtual, so he just sat down, and then he had his little character run over and help me fix it. And because we're just so used to our teachers jumping in and helping, and then at one point I fell into my aquarium, and so I told Shane, freeze the game and take me out, and he goes, no, and I said, why? And he goes, figure it out. How do you get out? And I said, I can't. And he goes, yes, you can. And he wouldn't tell me how to get out, and he made me figure out that I had to put blocks on the bottom of the aquarium and then jump out, literally. But he wasn't going to tell me. It was just that whole process of, okay, figure it out. And I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, it was just, that's the essence.
Okay, so all you thousands of people who are tuning in right now you know, in case you ever fall into a pool, Minecraft, you can get out.
You can get out, and that was I just thought that was awesome learning, and he's very passionate about it, and I'm hoping we can bring it to KES next year in some form. So, we lost her, I think. Yeah.
She's
I'm back.
There was quite a little bit of discussion though about Minecraft versus SimCity. We didn't get into it, but apparently there's some people that are SimCity favorites and some people that are Minecraft lovers. So
we're gonna bring that up tonight.
Well, not to mention it. I'm just gonna leave it there. There are people in either camp.
No, that was interesting to hear too, because I've never heard it until this conference where you have the Minecraft side and then you have the SimCity side. It's almost like Star Wars against the Star Trek people.
I think that's very cool.
Loyalty.
If it gets kids, if it gets teachers excited, gets students excited, that's awesome. So how do people, I don't know much about it. How do people fit that into a regular day? Minecraft, does it replace what you do, or in addition, or how does that work? You think?
I think it's kind of like project-based. I know there's a teacher at Punahou that he was talking about that they were studying early America, so they learned about Roanoke, or not Roanoke, but the first colonies, and they learned how do they build it, and they just had to, they had basic rules. First it was like every man for himself, and then they had to realize, okay, we have to have rules about stealing and about who's going to fish and about who's going to do this, and so it's just part of this larger project-based learning component of their curriculum. And I guess it worked. I want to talk with that lady, but I think it can be used in a multitude of ways. He showed us in a Shakespeare class, I think, at a high school, and the girl recreated the Globe Theater. literally in Minecraft. So I think there's just this whole sense of you get into it, and it just becomes, you get in the zone if you talk to her in the flow. You can control it though with the server, so you can say this much time, and if you don't want them obsessing about it, you can shut the computer down, and then they don't have access. So you can keep them from going off the deep end and getting too much into it, or you can open it up and let them create before school, after school, you know, at their leisure. So that would just be setting parameters. But
that's a whole big discussion. It's very cool, though.
Yeah,
and
exciting.
sometimes the benefits could be like more collateral, where it leads to motivating students to get into coding or doing more different things, and it just leads to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, yeah. Anything to keep them engaged, right?
Mm-hmm. So this always comes up. Is it too addictive to introduce to the classroom? Are they going to be wanting to do Minecraft all day long? Playing devil's advocate here. Maybe, maybe not.
You would need to bring Shane on.
Yes.
So the question that I would want to ask him is, like, how do you convince parents that this is, if you're going to replace one part of your curriculum with gaming, you know, how do you justify that?
Yeah.
What is the pushback?
Yeah.
Right. And I can see. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, you know, here I am in a college prep school, and there are things that we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that would definitely be an issue about having to do the requirements. And
yeah.
So it would be lovely if we could, you know, fold it all in.
Yeah. I think
rather than make an extra.
What's going to be exciting for anyone that can attend the Schools of the Future conference in the fall, Jane McGonigal's one of the keynotes, and she is, you know, leader in gaming and education, gets people excited about it. So I think the private schools have a little bit more, you know, we have a little bit more flexibility in our curriculum. I feel for, like Anne, for public school students, because they're so tied to, you know, whether it's core or, you know, standards or whatever it is in the testing, it gets to be very daunting, and it's harder for, I think, sometimes to change. Jane made a comment to me at the conference. He said a lot of teachers were coming up to him saying they want to try Minecraft, they want to get in touch with them, and he said almost all of them were private school teachers. And he said whether it's because the public school just can't put anything more on their plate, or whether they just don't think it would fly at their schools. But he said it was really telling for him that the people that wanted to talk to him more were more from the private schools, and I felt really bad. He felt really bad, but I think it's just a matter of trying to find that balance.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully, people are collecting good data.
Yeah,
that'll be the important thing.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's developing. It's kind of not there yet, but very interesting for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, the nice thing is the more it takes on, the more lessons and you know, kind of pre-made, I mean, you can step into it without having to start from scratch. And if you can gather the evidence, it makes it an easier sell. You know, so here's how one school did it, or here's how another school did it, and then get the parents and the kids excited about it. So.
And I think they're backed up by people in brain research in that field, so that's a big boost.
Ah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe in the show notes we can add information about that. You think there's a website, like Minecraft support education website? Probably.
Yeah. There's a wiki, Minecraft in education. I was just kind of looking at it to try and pull it up. So if we can, I can maybe find a couple notes and we can put that in there.
Okay.
There must be a ton of communities as well.
Right. Awesome. What other groups? You talked about global education, Google. What was the Google? Was the Google Glass? Was that it?
Well, it was Google Apps for Education. Lynn, wasn't the Google Glass with something else? Or was that the cloud, or what was that with?
First one I did was cloud. The second one we did was iPads in the elementary classroom, and then the last one we did was Glass. But there was a large group about using Google Apps for education. I wasn't in that group. But I think, I know there was some feedback for our regular conference. I think there were a couple of sessions, maybe only one or two, for using Google Apps in the classroom, and there was some feedback from one of the attendees saying they wish there'd been more Google Apps beginner things, like just for getting started, or how could you use it, or what is it all about. So in looking at the feedback, little bit of feedback that we've gotten, I know that's going to be a call out for us, is realizing that everybody that comes is at different levels, and we have to provide those kinds of.
No, I think Google was like a hot topic, and we could have had more more breakouts on that.
Yeah.
Well, the DOE is going Google. Isn't that correct? The DOE is going Google.
Yeah, I think so. And
so
is
I'm
that
thinking that's why there's a lot of interest.
Oh,
Google,
You're representing the entire DOE tonight.
yeah.
Are they going Google at Kalani?
I'm actually also doing Microsoft. Can you believe our school is like messed up? I have no idea. I said, so which is it? Oh, we're doing
We'll
both.
censor that part.
What? So,
It's
whatever.
funny because last night a friend of ours emailed us an attachment he was trying to fill out online. He's trying to fill out a form, and it was in Excel, and he doesn't have Excel on his computer, so he sent it to us, and we told him that he could, if he had a Gmail account, he could just go up to Google Docs and fill it out, and he didn't have a Gmail, so, and that was too complicated, so he was just going to print it out and write it out, and I'm thinking, it's so usable. I mean, so readily accessible to anybody, students, adults, you know, whomever, but it's just, yeah, they're trying to.
Yeah. I have a question. Now, you're heavy into iPads and Google, so how does that all work with you, Lynn?
They
in
play
your school?
They play in the same playground, not necessarily really well in the same sandbox. So we are a Google school. Every student has a Google ID, and basically Google is coming around and making their apps more iPad friendly. So we'll be using that, I think, for a lot of. Actually, Google's coming out with Google Classroom in the fall, so we're looking at that. We've had, we've had some teachers in our 4 to 6, which are laptop, where they're using some of these scripts like Doctopus. But we're also going to be piloting Hapara over the summer, but we don't know what that's going to look like with Google. But right now, our K to 3, they have the accounts. Some of them log in, very limited. But our 4 to 6 are laptops, so I don't think that'll be a problem. But we do see the value in just being able to share and collaborate on a document or on a drawing or whatever it might be. Alan, in the high school, are they using Google? Not so much yet, yeah?
No, they are.
They are? Oh, good.
They are.
Oh, good.
How does that work with the students with accounts? Because they're younger, yeah? Are you sponsoring their accounts, or how does that work?
Under the Kamehameha domain, so
yeah.
The only app that we're not using is the Gmail, actually, which is something that we're kind of pushing for, but they're able to use all of the other apps and able to collaborate and share documents with one another.
Yeah. And Anne, guess what we're using for our mail? Exchange, Microsoft. So yeah, that's not our call, but yeah, it's for the under 13s. All you have to worry about is not giving them Google Plus. So for the under 13s don't have it, but they can still have the apps. The over 13s can have. So we'll probably have Google Plus in the high school next year at some point, but probably not the middle and the elementary, because we want to make sure we don't get them, mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
You have a Otsuka print in the background.
Yes, I do. I've had that for a long time.
Nice.
I had that from my previous life when I
thought that was your wedding portrait or something.
No, but that is called The Bride. Actually, it's from when I had my business a long time ago. So, so yeah, we missed you. Linda. We wish you could have been there.
Yes, yeah. My dad was ill, so I could not attend. I definitely wanted to be there.
We
But
had at the conference we had Zumba and we had Jazzercise. We also had a wonderful keynote, two wonderful keynotes. The first day was Pam Dorr, and then on the second day we had
DeWitt Jones.
DeWitt Jones, the National Geographic photographer. He was. They were both phenomenal speakers.
yes. And he lives on Molokai, right?
Yes.
The second speaker.
Yeah.
So we didn't know who they were, so we were kind of hoping they would be good. So we're happy that they really panned out. They were terrific.
Yeah. Well, I know last year the conference speakers were amazing.
Yeah. Laura Zander, the yarn lady.
Yes, and the filmmaker.
The Kane's arcade guy.
Yes. Both of those were awesome. Whoever picks is a good picker.
That's our big boss.
or lucky.
Picker.
What was neat was that DeWitt Jones said this year, because he has these incredible cameras, National Geographic, but he showed us some of the pictures, and then he said actually some of those pictures he couldn't have taken with his big boy camera, and he whipped out his iPhone and said, I took it with this. And he was saying that nowadays people are carrying around very powerful tools in their pocket, and you just have to look for the moment, which was nice.
Yes, and I see a lot of those photos online, iPhone photos that are amazing. But how come I can't get them? Mine are always blurry, or if I get a decent picture, I'm happy.
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, not. You do take good pictures, though, Alan. You do. I cut people's heads off. I can't take a good picture.
So, Anne, what did you think about the keynotes?
I really liked DeWitt's talk.
Yeah.
And I was looking at his DVD. I thought maybe we could I could use it with teachers and stuff or my class, but it says the personal use one is affordable, but if you're going to use it for training, it's like $800 or something. So it's like, forget it.
Yeah.
But it's so inspirational, so. And I must say, this is my first Kamehameha Tech conference. And I'm really glad I went. It's like, why didn't I know about this earlier? I guess it's not really publicized in the public schools.
We tried.
You did. Oh.
Well, I try only because I'm the one that tries to get it out to the schools, and I have tried getting it to the people that I've been told it has to go to first, which is Haya, and they promise that they will filter it down to the principals and to the teachers. But now that you're on the list because you've attended, we tell people if you've got this invite, please pass it around. So if we have an insight as to who to send it to so I can get it out.
Yeah, it's always protocol.
Yes.
And if you don't follow it, oh my God, trouble you can get into.
Yeah.
City.
Now that you're on the list, you'll automatically get an invite for next year. And if you want to send that along to all of your friends, we would love that.
Okay.
And one of the main reasons we do the conference is because it's called Building Communities, and we want to partner with not just all the other private schools, but we want to partner with as many public schools as well, and just share and work together.
I met so many neat people. It's like I'm looking around. I knew no one, right? Because it's all private schools, right? But I met really nice people, and I'm glad I went. And having the round tables for lunch, has made it easy to talk to people. Just go up and say, "Hi, man, I'm from Kalani," and just start talking. Sorry, it was great.
Nice. Oh, we're so glad to hear that.
I thought it was really a relaxing conference. It's the end of the year, right? So it's a good feel conference. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's.
What was the connection like? The internet connection?
Oh, we don't talk about that.
Okay,
I had a little trouble last year. That's why I was asking. I was hoping things had improved.
It's been bad every year. It's been a tradition.
Yes.
But actually, on the last day, it was perfect.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But the first day, it was just interesting. We had what we thought was going to be enough, but it was really bad, and it was I felt, it was just all you could do is stand there and do, as Alan, do shadow puppets while we come back. But part of it were
offline presentations, backup.
It was cold, so as you know, to Blaisdell, always bring a sweater. But
that's pretty typical of conferences, of EdTech conferences, though. The connection is not great.
You try. I know the Q conference this year in Palm Springs, they had about a 70% increase over the year before, and their networks were failing all over the place. And it's, since we're in IT, we kind of understand. You want to make it as best as possible. You plan and plan and plan, and these things happen. But for sometimes the end user, it's for all of us, it's really frustrating, and it's just kind of we're running around with
what we were told was that the network that they brought into the Blaisdell was better than the one that we have on campus. No,
was not. So it's like our big boss challenged the network to fail, right? Because he said, if you guys blow up this network, you're pretty good. And within 10 minutes after his talk, it went down. So
we had to jump on the Blaisdell one.
Yeah, some people we had hotspots, and it was just, I think some people, mobile devices take up a lot more bandwidth and a lot of people were, I think there was 1 or 2 sessions that were literally streaming like 50 videos. So, and that can eat up it's unfortunate. So live and learn.
A few videos will clog up the system.
Yeah.
50, I can't even imagine. 50.
Somebody was, I don't know what session it was, but they had like everybody in the audience was asked to stream something, and so you had them all coming out of one room, and of course that just downed the network all the way down the line. So
yeah. Wow. And how many people were there? How many attended?
Alan, estimate with volunteers, support staff, I want to say close to 400.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about 305 or something.
Without the volunteers, 310, something that was like strict attendees,
Without the volunteers,
And then
we had a lot of volunteers. And what was cool this year was we had more student participation than ever. So we had the middle school student council. They did a lot of the introductions. They went to the breakout sessions. They helped read off the raffles at the end, and they participated in the energizers.
Yeah.
Even our opening was done by the elementary school, the Zumba.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So they kind of set the tone for the entire conference. They got everybody out of their seats, so it was really cool to see.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So you're going to do number 3, right?
Yeah,
next year.
I would think so. This is I think we generally start the planning or at least secure Blaisdell about a year in advance. So I don't know the dates. They haven't said so, but we'll be sending some. Dean, I think, mentioned at the closing that we'll see you next year, didn't he, Alan?
Yeah.
Yep. So
nice.
I think they planned it, but it's always nice to have the local kind of conference. We do realize that not everybody can attend a national, a mainland conference, and so between this and Schools of the Future and a lot of PD this summer that's going on. Yeah, a lot of different schools and places are having PD. So, Alan, you're involved in the lab school, right?
Yep, so we have Punahou Lab School next week. So Punahou, they have a lot of PD during the summer. And then you have the Google Summit that comes in like the winter, early spring. And then you have like more TED Talk events. So there's a whole lot of PD out there. So it's kind of competing for PD dollars right now.
But in
so
the last
we can kind of coordinate with each other.
Yeah. The last 5 years, 6 years, we've seen going from very little to all of a sudden, I guess the schools realize they've got to provide something, or at least schools have started to step up. I
heard that the TEDx Seabury Hall was the greatest event of the decade.
Tell us about it. She's got a couple
of the century.
Oh, century. I'm sorry.
Thanks to our kids. Our kids did it all.
Yeah, tell Jasmine I said hi.
Yeah,
I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And they're already thinking about next year. And Jasmine is stepping down as director and passing the baton to Jacob Alibab Moser and Michaela Wandell, who was one of the speakers. I don't know if you remember that she was one of the speakers. So yeah, Jasmine's going to be a senior, so she wants to make sure it passes on.
Oh, right, right.
And Jacob and Michaela are now going to be the directors. So
awesome.
Very cool. Oh.
Okay, anything else about the Unconference, the conference that you wanted to share?
Well, we hope you'll all be there next year.
Yes. How many were at the Unconference? About 100?
No, it was 6, I think.
60?
Something like that. I think they're 55, 60. I think we had more people sign up, but I think we had a larger dropout rate too. So I think we had like 87 or 88 sign up, and I think we had about 55 to 60 show. So it was nice.
That was a good number.
Yeah, and we gave.
I like the mix, as Anne was saying. I think Anne was saying about being with people, and maybe Alan might have mentioned it as well. Just getting to talk to people that you might have only met online, and having that support is fantastic.
It's just, I think the huge thing, Anne, you mentioned it, is just sitting down and talking story. Yeah. What works for, what's going on at your school? What are your problems? What are your, nobody's sitting there trying to, oh, I'm the best, or I'm the whatever. It's like, I mean, we've all got issues and stuff that we're struggling with, and if we can help each other, that's awesome. Yeah.
It is fantastic, yeah.
I was talking to a Marinol VP, and he was saying how they don't have a librarian, so I was pushing him and pushing him and said, oh, you got to go visit Iolani and see what the librarians do. Yeah. And so he said, yeah, I'll take my boss with me, because he believes they should have one, but the boss, someone doesn't. So I was sitting with Clarissa from Iolani, so I was giving the
oh yeah,
you gotta do that, and go see the new building as well, kind of deal.
Very,
I hope they go over. Yeah,
that's
there's going to be a panel session at Schools of the Future about the changing roles of librarians. So maybe get that person over to that session.
Yes.
Oh
so they know what's going on.
I should.
Yeah, that's probably very important.
That's.
You better do that,
Yeah. I'm gonna thank you for that, because we've got one of our administrators that made that comment in a meeting once. Well, because we're talking about long-term, revamping of the elementary school, and they're saying, well, would we even need a library? And Milani was quick to say, of course we do.
Yeah.
More than ever.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I met Nalani when I was in elementary school. We actually went to the same church.
Really?
And and I meet again just recently. It's like, wow, it's pretty cool. She moved away, and so I lost track of her. And look at her and me. We're both librarians. Cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Lynn, do you want to add how Nalani's position changed for the past year?
Yeah, so Nalani now is she's our project manager for our one-to-one.
Oh, wow. Well, she does so much. It's like,
wow,
amazing.
So pulled out for 2 years. So this year, last year, she kind of leads the project, oversees it, and then we've done half of our rollout. And then next year, we'll do the other half, and then the project will come to an end, and then she'll go back in the classroom. So, but it's been wonderful working with her. But she's actually presenting at Schools of the Future also on one-to-one programs, the devil's in the details. So the whole idea of what does it take to do a one-to-one, it's more than just giving kids devices. So,
Lynn, do you know when the early bird registration expires for?
June 30th.
June 30th?
Oh, that's pretty soon. That's by the time we're at ISTE, it'll be over.
You're going to ISTE?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You too? Oh, nice. That's actually a far way to go.
Yeah. I got Alan to present, so I'm presenting.
Oh, nice.
places, and Alan's going to be in our coaching playground. We've got a coaching playground this year, so I've got our team, Alan and Kimball, and some of those are going to be presenting on to new coaches. Yeah, I think no, you're doing the role play. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And Justin from that San Francisco school.
Yeah. Well, you guys are doing it too. You've got one session. Justin's got a session. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wait, oh, so how many people from Kamehameha are going? I know they always have a big representation.
In the past, I know I'm bringing for the elementary. I think we've got 7 or 8, and myself and almost all of our whole team is going. But the different projects, the one-to-one projects or whatever, pay for that. And then high school, Alan, do you know how many are going?
I'm not sure, but usually
20?
the entire tri-campus contingent is about 50, right?
Yeah, I think so. And Mahalo's bringing a large number this year because of their one-to-one. So it'll be interesting, yeah. So
15 to
That is
20.
huge.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's good fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember when I went to San Diego, I was looking in every corner. There was somebody from Kamehameha. I was like stunned. Oh my gosh.
That was a big one because one of the high school project was coming to an end, and so there were project monies, and so I think they just I think that Alan, that was our whole team went that year. So
so you used project monies to attend this conference.
professional development, they put a lot of money. KS really puts a lot of money into professional development when they do a one-to-one project. They see that as a huge benefit, and it does pay off. They come back excited, engaged, ready to try and things.
And they believe in ISTE, obviously, as a good way, which is well deserved.
Yeah, we sent people to the iPad Summit. We sent people to Q, the Computer Using Educators Conference, which is always in Palm Springs, because that way we could send iPad and laptop people. So, and then Schools of the Future, we'll be sending a number of people this year. So
now there's so many different conferences. There's just so many. So it's kind of good if we could kind of strategize and kind of send people to all of the different ones and then share back. And at the same time, it's kind of neat when we all go together and that team building that you have.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty thing too. Yeah.
Well, if you have more, go ahead.
Go ahead. One of our teammates is actually in, where is Kimball today, Alan? Is he in Sweden or something at some conference?
Yeah. So,
design thinking.
Yeah.
Design thinking at Lund University. So we had a hangout this morning at 10:30 a.m., which was 10:30 p.m. his time. But the Wi-Fi kept breaking up in his hotel, I guess. But yeah, he's doing fine, and he'll be presenting. Let's see, it's 8 p.m. Oh, he'll be presenting in a few hours. So it's the last day of the conference, and finally it's his time to shine.
Yay.
That's awesome. Maybe I can have him come on Google Hangout, talk about that.
That'd be fun.
That'd be cool. How long? He's staying there for several weeks, though, right?
Well, he's going to meet us at ISTE. And the cool thing is he's from Atlanta.
Yes.
So if you want to know where to get good fried chicken or ribs, you have to talk to him at ISTE.
He's from Atlanta, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
He's from Atlanta. Are you putting that down in your notes?
Yeah.
No. I'm putting down Kimball McCann because I wanted him to talk about universal design.
Yeah.
I'm asking him if he'll come on the show and talk about it.
And I want to ask him about the food and stuff too.
Food's important to you, I can tell. What are you eating now?
Oh no, it's the same thing.
Same thing. It's been delightful to have all of you on. It's really fun, really fun.
We can debrief when we get back from ISTE. So
that'd be cool. Okay, let's set that the next Tuesday after you come back. I'm going to put it down on my calendar, and I'll invite you for sure. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to the mix?
Yeah, I want to thank you for doing this, Linda, because when you go to a conference and people get all excited, and after a couple of weeks later, the excitement kind of disappears, and then it's like a dream. You kind of forgot that you went. But when you have these follow-ups, it kind of makes you reflect and think and remember, and it kind of it does so much that we should always have follow-up and different things like this in between.
Awesome.
So
I
thank
like
you.
the idea of sharing. I think we'll do more of these, as people go to different places. Kind of spreads the aloha for, learning, and we'll have the show notes, so we'll add it on.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like a documentation of what's being done, and it spreads, because I learned a lot today. So I'm very happy about that.
We'll try and see if we can share. I know some people were asking where did the presenters put all their stuff. Was there one central place? And there wasn't, but some presenters did put up some of their things. I have the links to, I did the SmackDown, so the links of all the iPad apps that people shared, and some of the different things. So I've got a page for that. So I'll talk to Mimi and see if people did supply their links to their presentations. We can make that possible. And they're going to put up the keynotes presentation. I think they just have to edit it. So we'll make those available.
That would be really neat. You mean the video? They're going to put up the video?
Yeah.
Just Pam Door's keynote.
Oh, really? Not duets? Shoot.
No, 'cause he wants Kalani to purchase his DVD. So, but Pam is fine. We're going to post Pam. So as soon as that is available, we'll tweet that out.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Very cool. Okie dokie. I think we're at the top, past the top of the hour. Very productive, and I learned a lot. And I'll share the notes with you guys so you can add to that. Really fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
all for coming. And we're going to stop now.
Yep.
And we'll see you when we see you. Not sure what's happening next week. I'm kind of on a summer schedule, and I think other people are as well. But we'll definitely be back for ISTE sharing.
Okay.
But I may check with. I have a couple of notes that I took from tonight's that maybe we will have something next week. So it's pretty spontaneous.
Punahou Lab School is next week.
Oh,
Awesome. Okay, somebody's chatting to me. What are they saying? Good idea.
Yeah. Amy. Yeah, because she presented. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so you folks know the cool thing about Amy, right? She was supposed to be at Punahou Lab School next week, but she got accepted to the Google Teacher Academy. Which
So
is
did Kimball.
Yeah, just like Kimball. But Kimball's going to the one later in the summer, but Amy's going to be in Atlanta early in the week because they kind of piggyback ISTE and the Google Teacher Academy together.
Right, yeah. I saw her video. It was fantastic. She's so creative. It's unbelievable.
She's a rock star.
Very happy
She
to
also
hear.
she got an Ignite session, I believe.
She got
And
into
she's
what?
also doing an Ignite talk
Yeah,
at
she's-
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
Very good. We'll have to get her on the show as well, for
definitely.
sure.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Aloha for now, and
Thanks,
thanks
everybody.
again, everyone. Signing off. Take care.